guys, your Malaysian girl Jean here. Today we're gonna do kuotie, which is actually pan-fried steamed dumpling. Why just steam when you can make it crispy, right? Okay, if you're like me, living somewhere that you can't get hold of ready-made dumpling skin, DIY lor. My friend who tasted mine said that my skin is thinner than those store-bought my dumpling skin lah. You can just watch for fun on how I make it if you decided to just buy the ready-made one, okay? 200 grams all-purpose flour, 120 ml water, and I almost forgot to add half teaspoon of salt. Try to mix with spatula first until it's not wet anymore. Oops. Cheap stuff from Mr. DIY. Anyway, use your hand to knead a bit and then let it rest for 20 minutes. Must cover your dough so it won't get dry, yeah? While waiting, let's make the dumpling dipping sauce. Use about half cup of ginger. Agak-agak the size can ready lah ha. Grate the skin off with a teaspoon like how I did. Then cut into thinner slices you can slice. Then julienne it. Put in a bowl. Usually put black vinegar can ready one. But if you're like me, don't have it. And takkan lah for this one dish you go and buy one big bottle, right? So let me teach you a hack that it tastes almost similar to using black vinegar. Put 1 teaspoon of sugar, just that little wee bit of this brown sugar I'm using lah ha. 3 tablespoons white vinegar and 3 tablespoons soy sauce. Mix well first and then put it aside because it's done. Okay, now back to the dough. Nothing much actually, just knead it until it gives a smooth surface lah. This is actually my 3rd time of doing this dumpling skin. I'm very intimidated working with dough. Somehow last it will still work one, trust me. Cover it again to let it rest for an hour. Okay, let's do chili oil. Pour in a little bit more than half cup of oil in a pan. Put in aromatics and spices. I use 2 bay leaves, 2 cinnamon sticks that I've broken them up. I use about 5 star anise that have broken too. It's okay, we'll filter out later. 3 teaspoons of Sichuan Peppercorn, 2 teaspoons of cloves, 2 smacked garlic cloves, 5 slices of ginger, agak-agak lah, and 2 small shallots or a third of a big shallot like mine. I break down the layers of the shallots and put it around lah ha. And then off the pan goes to the stove and heat it up under low heat. We do it slowly but surely like that. But of course you have to stir it around in the middle so that the aromatics and the spices are cooked evenly and infused into the oil. And then when you see most of the ingredients are golden already, like brown like that, that's when you can off the flame and then just move it aside so it doesn't continue cook. And then grab a bowl that can tahan panas hot oil. Put in half cup of chili flakes and toasted white sesame seeds, half teaspoon of salt, a tablespoon of brown sugar. Give it a mix a little bit and then pour in the hot oil. But you have to use a coriander to filter out so that the aromatics and the spices won't get into the mix. This is optional. I'm adding in a tablespoon of sesame seed oil, 1 tablespoon of white vinegar. Give it a good stir and it's done. See, this one is the first batch that I made. It's almost finished ready. This chili oil literally can eat with anything, mee, soup, porridge. Okay, now let's do the dumpling fillings. I'm chopping up some spring onions and coriander. Actually can terus masuk in the minced meat lah. I'm using 350 grams of minced mutton. Muslim friends can use beef, non-Muslim friends can use pork. I'm putting in half cup of kimchi with a little bit of its juice. Oh, but I realized I haven't chopped it up, so I took it out and then I just chopped them up with my scissors and then take 2, put it back in. Okay, marrying to an Indian means I cook a lot of Indian food lah, so I have ginger garlic paste in my fridge all the time. Put in 2 teaspoons, basically it's 2 garlic cloves with ginger, same amount as garlic that were blended together. Add in an egg. Now you don't have to mix them up like I do here. I just don't know why I tangan gatal go and mix them up first. But actually we have more seasonings to add. Sesame seed oil, soy sauce, a tablespoon each, few dashes of white pepper, salt to taste, then baru you mix them up. And then I realized I need a bigger bowl to work things on. So here I am changing to a bigger bowl, and then this is when I spin the minced meat and the ingredients like washing machine like that. Spin. Actually, it's creating the circular motion in one same direction to create this sticky, slimy kind of texture. Apparently, it's juicier and then the whole filling holds better. Okay, I cook 1 small piece of that filling to make sure that the seasonings and everything is okay. And then I taste it. Good to go. Back to the dough. Take them out, but before that you have to dust your surface with some flour. Kasi knead a bit. You see? the surface is smooth already, make a hole in the middle, macam donut lah, and then break that dough so that it becomes one long dough like that. Well, because it's still too long, so I break it into two. I'm using the back of my knife to cut lah, don't worry, okay? I don't want to destroy my silicone mat also, don't worry, okay? And then I just continue and cut them into smaller pieces. We are making 28 to 30 pieces of dumplings. Okay, you have to dust some flour on the smaller pieces of dough and then cover it up with something like plastic or cloth so that it won't dry off. And then I use a rolling pin and roll out and make it thin, right? The thing is, it's impossible to make a round dumpling skin by just rolling like that. My hack is I'm using this cup cover, this metal cup cover lah, or you can use a glass as a round cutter. Just press on the skin and then just take off the excessive skin, and there you have it, a perfect round dumpling skin. The excessive skin can be combined back together and then make a few more dumpling skin one, so keep it. Those that you see can sekali do very round punya dumpling skin, those are already done this for years and decades one, okay? Okay, once you put the filling in the middle, flip in one side of the skin towards you, like you're flipping your banana leaf after you're done eating it. Press down to make sure it sticks, and then press down on the end of right side, and then the tepi of it, press down also so it sticks, and then work on the left side, also at the end, press down, and then the rest of it also you press down to make sure it sticks on. Okay, you notice or not? The bottom side of this dumpling is flat one, okay? Like this. It's so easy. It's quite fun also. The more you do, the faster you get. If you know other wrapping method, please go ahead and use it. I like this one because the bottom is flat, so I get to pan fry it later. Okay, remember the balance of the excessive skin. Okay, you can combine them together and roll out again, and then do the same thing. Press on the cover of the cup. There you go. A perfect round dumpling skin. Okay, before I start cooking, I'm doing this starch water by adding 1 tablespoon of cornstarch and 250 ml of water. Stir them up and put it aside. I'll show you how to use it. Okay, first you must put a little bit of oil on your pan and then put in the dumpling before you even on the stove. Okay, I have a bit of sizzling sound because I already cooked one round earlier. Okay, when I'm done putting 4, for me I put 4 lah. Then only I on the stove, heat it up. Let it sear until the bottom of the dumplings is golden like this, and then you quickly add in the starch water earlier, remember? Not too much, just covering about a quarter of the dumplings only, and quickly put on the lid and let it fry steam. When the bottom is dry and golden already, that's when you can take up the cover. For me, I sprinkled some black sesame seeds for aesthetic purposes lah. You can add on spring onions also if you want. Then try your best not to break the crunchy bottom. For those who are using non-stick pan, this will be very good lah. And then that's when you can serve the whole thing already. Nice leh, pretty leh. The bottom is like crunchy and the top is like steam punya effect. So don't worry about whether the filling is cooked or not, because remember just now when you put in the starch water, there is water and then it dries up. Because the water that evaporates, it cooks the filling. So don't worry about it. This is me showing you how to eat it. You have to put in the dumpling dipping sauce with a few of the julienne ginger with some chili oil, and then you just bite the whole thing. Yums. So good lah weh. I hope you try it. It's so good. Bye.